Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine.
Okay.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna call this meeting of the Council of Aging Board meeting, of today's date. Oh, yeah, August 20th, 2024. The time now is 9:35. We are being recorded by Area 58. And should we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I want to make a change to the agenda because I messed up and I had, I don't know, some agenda in May. So next meeting date should read September 17, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. And that'll be right here in the Board of Selectmen's room, second floor. And yes, I posted that. Well, I reserved the room.
I fixed this.
Oh,
I
yes,
don't know why I have this one.
that's okay.
I have it. Thank you.
Okay, so could we have the approval of the 6:18 minutes? For the record, you flip up and not over.
Just keep reading.
It's individually bound at the top, and you just flip it over. So
It's like you're on a clipboard.
Um,
I did print it, it just was messed up.
You sure you have it?
Yeah, I know I printed it, I just realized it got kind of messed up.
So if we've all had a chance to read the minutes, can I have a motion to accept the minutes of June 18th, 2024?
I make a motion
Go ahead, Fred.
that we accept the meetings, the minutes from the meeting for June 18th.
Don't say May.
Right.
Second? Do you?
I second.
You second? All those in favor?
Actually, before that, I have a question about discussion about that, and just for clarification and accuracy purposes. How do I list Barbara on the minutes? Is it guest? Is that the correct meeting title? Because you're not a member, and Darlene's the director, so I don't know. I don't want to diminish your role. I want to make sure I have the right
I
title.
think, I actually think you could put her title as, on the COA, like Outreach Coordinator, Barbara Court. Is that your title, official?
Outreach coordinator and outreach services and programs coordinator. It's a mouthful.
But technically, just want to make sure I'm not diminishing her importance to the board. Is it?
Right.
Is she a guest at
She's actually an
meetings?
observer. Yeah, she can be like, get part of the audience. Yep.
So do I need to list her on the minutes
Correspondent?
Yeah,
as
I
being
don't think
present?
so.
Because she's not a member, so
Technically, she doesn't, I suppose,
I-
but you know
I'm
what?
happy to. I just want to make sure I'm not.
So when we do the Board of Trustee minutes, we always list, like members present and then then the library director and then like anybody else that came. So I think it would be okay to put like members present and then, others in attendance. Me, oh no, I'm a member, but Darlene and Barbara.
Alright.
I think that's important, and with
Yeah.
Barbara's title,
Yeah.
but just like other members present, or others present.
Right, or if the assistant to the selectman showed up or whatever, anybody that happened to be dropped in the
Right,
meeting,
right,
just list them as among the other
yeah.
attendees.
Okay, fair enough. No more discussion.
So I don't know if we want to accept the minutes, and then I had a couple of questions, or should I have a couple of questions and then we'll
We can
accept the
redo-
minutes?
Yeah.
So my question was, we had talked about that new Alzheimer's program, and I didn't know, if that was in the works, like if I'm gonna look into programs, I forget what that, because I do want to be very involved in that.
So,
Yeah.
before we do that, so the question you're gonna ask, are they gonna change the minutes from what happened? Because if not, then we should accept the minutes and
Okay,
discuss that later on.
Okay,
and have the
perfect.
board consider
Yeah,
it.
Because that's on the agenda.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
so if it's not a change to the actual minutes, then we should accept the minutes and then talk about that topic when we get to
Okay.
it later on, if that makes sense.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So minutes accepted. Okay, so, the Alzheimer's programs, and I know you guys are working on that, I just didn't wanna,
Well,
you,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's right. And then, so because it's been, so it's doing well, everything's going into, it's no dementia, but it's specific to social, age wave social club. And, so we try not to, it's low cognitive issues
Yeah.
that are coming up, and for caregivers that need the support.
Mhm.
So, and it's going really well.
But I thought we were talking about this specifically, were we talking about like different
Like maybe-
Alzheimer's programs that we were gonna, like I was gonna maybe take classes or be involved in the programs or something like that?
So I found out yesterday that Kathy Hayes runs an Alzheimer's program that she invited myself and then whoever, she said even maybe your board wants to join. I believe it is in October. So I can get, I don't know what the location is, but I can get more information on
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
And then I can attend?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you gotta, yeah, so what happened is, I've actually had Barbara reach out to a number of different COAs, outreach people, to actually coordinate and learn a lot from what they do, the different personalities, the different types of programs they're offering, and the approaches of what they're doing in their communities. So with that said, she actually went out to visit Bridgewater first, and then we'll be visiting with Hanover and also, I think we said Norwell?
Oh, really?
So that she's gonna go out there to visit. So with that said, Kathy Hayes is the outreach person there. She's been there for almost 27 years. Phenomenal. Got an award and so on for the outreach that she does do. So with that said, on the programming, dementia or Alzheimer's program, she runs a lot of different programs. Buried treasures, but she's also a master's degree social worker. So with that said, she does a lot of these extra things. She does a lot of trainings in them. In fact, I brought some today. There is, this is for the consumers out there with regard to it's called Buried Treasures. And Old Colony Elder Services offered this at one point, and they still do, but they have the facilitators out there, like the outreach people, learning how to talk about that delicate subject to consumers that are in a position where there needs to be some, help with their home support and how to manage their home. So, and the dementia, we haven't talked about that yet, and.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make the
Yeah.
point that I would
think-
like to be very involved
Yeah.
when that comes up. So any meetings or any classes that are taken
Well, I
or
was trying to
the
define.
library. Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that
Yep.
I can be
So-
involved in that.
Because Old
Yeah.
Colony runs one too, the
Yeah.
dementia friendly, but they said Kathy. I was talking to somebody about the program. And they were like, "Oh, Kathy does one too, and she's like, she's
Right.
phenomenal at doing it." So
Yeah.
I think she'd be a really good resource for all of us too.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yeah.
She's awesome.
And so what is October?
She's running a course, a dementia friendly course. So I'll get more information. That's what we talked about in our meeting yesterday. And she's running it. And she was like, it would be really good for you to come and just to see how she runs the meeting as well, and hopefully,
That's
get
great.
the
But again, I
training
wanted to
thing.
define the two separate groups.
Yeah, two-
There's a
Yeah,
hybrid
no, I
program.
under- yeah.
There's a day program that's going, a hybrid program.
Right, oh no, I
Grant
understand
position,
that.
and
I want to be
there's-
involved
yeah.
in that meeting in October,
Yeah.
please.
Gotcha.
That's why I
Thank
wanted to
you.
make sure it was.
So the October meeting is something that Jean can attend?
Yep,
Yeah,
I'll get all the information and
Okay.
from
You
her.
won't forget about me.
but
I
I
won't
also
forget about
think,
you.
yeah, and I also think that might be an idea too, if the board wanted, or one member of the board, each member participates or actually goes to see our program too, in the hybrid program, and see how that's working. Just let me know in advance, because we like to reserve the privacy of the individuals
Mhm.
there. So, but, yeah, and I mean, that would be a nice, I was able to observe that yesterday in Bridgewater. It was really nice. It was wonderful to see
Mhm.
the activities and, like I said, some of the Halifax residents that have participated.
Yeah, I think we have 3. I think a new one was starting today
Yeah.
or Wednesday.
And that's in
Tomorrow.
Halifax, Judy, would
No,
you be
we're-
interested in
sure.
attending one of those?
Yeah, it's, no, right now,
Bridgewater.
we're all in Bridgewater,
Okay.
but we will be hopefully up and running.
Right.
We're just waiting.
But you'll just let Judy know when
Yeah.
she, okay, awesome.
We have 3 Halifax members in that program.
Three, we would say members. but,
Member. Club
3
members.
social club
Members.
Yeah.
I love it.
participants.
Yeah, it's good. They've been
Participant, not
busy.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say on that, I have spoken to one of the members, and it has been an absolute lifesaver for her, and she absolutely loves it, and so it's a great program, and thank you for bringing that to Halifax and to our community. I think
been
that's great. And so my other question was, how did it go on the OCES meeting that you attended?
Good. So we were
Are you a
in.
pro at that now?
We were in person. Got to go to Brockton field trip, and then
Now Darlene couldn't go with you, right?
no. So it was just for board members, and then we're doing a training in September at the fireside. So they do like a whole morning of training and team building and just getting to know one another. And
Awesome.
The program. So yeah, they had a couple of. I don't have a ton of updates. A lot of name changes, which I think is very interesting. So it's pending legislative approval for the Executive Office of Elder Affairs to change their name to the Executive Office of Aging and Independence, which I thought was very, and I think it's a good way that the way we're all changing and how we're making, and that was a big topic that I talked to Kathy with yesterday about how we have to make everyone not dependent on the COA and how we should be teaching everyone how to be independent as they age. So I thought that was very interesting. And then the EMOP program, their mental health program. EMOP, yeah. So they're changing their name to the Behavioral Health Outreach for Aging Populations. So
But
a
they're
lot
not
of
in
name
the same area
changing.
yet.
Not in the city, yeah. They haven't approved that yet. But these are just 2 changes that they're working on.
Wow, that's great.
So we're gonna follow the agenda, right?
Yeah, I just had
Okay.
those couple of questions.
Gene, can I interrupt you for a question on this age-way social club? How are we getting out information, as an example, to the people who live in the park?
So we actually met with the park, we went to the meeting, We went to their board meeting,
Okay,
and so we attended their board meeting in the evening, their last board meeting last month, and we were able to talk about their program.
super.
And so we've been out there in terms of the flyers that we have. Barbara, when she does meet with consumers, we've seen a lot more activity, and a lot of consumers asking about their loved ones, and they hear about the program. And so Barbara has made some referrals as well. So we are advertising through there. We've actually advertised, it's not even advertising, but we've promoted that through all these different devices throughout the town of Bridgewater too, the newspaper and just other COAs that we participate in. There's a group of us that we send out literature to share, and so we share a lot of that flyers. The manager is actually a great person to talk with, and that's Michelle, which she came in and I introduced her to the board. But yeah, so we have been to the park, yep. And so it's turned out, like I said, pretty good. We just have to make sure that our room is ready when it's up and running in September 18th.
And word of mouth, like I've had a lot of people call, the caregivers call, and they're express a lot of tiredness or stress. Always, I just throw it out there, and that's, I don't know if we have neighbors that we're talking to or people in the park that we can talk to. It's a lot being a caretaker, and these are 2 days that, you know, it's kind of like sending your kid to school. They get to, you go, it's a safe environment, they're being fed, they're doing all sorts of different activities. It's a really, really awesome program. They go on field trips, and it's been really beneficial to a lot of the caretakers. So yeah, it's a program for the individual, but it is also such a good beneficial program for the caretakers, because they get that minute of, hey, I need to go grocery shopping, I need to go to the bank, I can't do this safely with my loved one right now. So
Yeah.
if that's how I approach it, if anyone, that's automatically what I do. Hey, listen, we're trying out this new program, it's been great, I'll get you in touch with Michelle. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
we'll come back to the drawing board. But it comes a lot from word of mouth, getting it out there. We can put it in the paper all we want, and they put it down on the table and they forget about it. So, but if they're hearing it from you guys out in the community, it's more.
Right, so if going forward, right now, there's no commitment, well, we do have a fee applicable to that, $20 a day for this program. And for a person that is not able to afford that, we set some funding aside to take care of that as well. Going forward.
Do they have to apply for that funding, or they have to show anything?
That's a process that the manager does handle.
Okay.
And yep.
It's the manager from Bridgewater?
Yeah, Michelle.
Okay, Michelle.
So anyway, so going forward, I think it's going to continue to be $20 a day. And that includes the activities, and we do hire some highly professional individuals to come in. Like we had a social worker come in yesterday to play a mind word game, and it was fun. Everybody enjoyed it, but they do cost money to run these programs. So, you know, the $20 a day is something that they could actually use as a tax deduction too.
So the grant funding that you got, does that cover some of the programming?
All the program.
All the programs, okay. So the $20 is just to kind of supplement
Yeah,
the?
it's actually in there, and that it goes into vet, to help with other people that cannot afford it. So,
Okay.
yeah. And the food, in Bridgewater, they order from Roach Brothers to come in, and they have all their food that comes in Monday and Wednesdays. Here, we haven't put short where we're going to be able to, we don't have, we're looking for a place that I think we're going to probably ask Nani's they'll probably hear that. To see if they, because they put on a nice lunch, but I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
they're able to, or Route 58 restaurant.
Okay.
So we're gonna tap into those resources here in town once we're up and running here.
When do you think you'll be up and running here?
September 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, so September 18th is coming up, and we're gonna make sure that it's, the next part of it, there's cycles. So there's a lot of different aspects to this program. The next wave of programming would be with hybrid for the individuals that cannot make it to the event, you know, to a class, they're able to watch it. So we'll have to set that up for them to do that and so on. So these are the kind of things, like I said, everything's all new. So we're testing out the market now. Is the next wave of that would be the hybrid
Mhm.
portion of it, to bring the hybrid and the in-person learning together.
Yeah.
So, so we're gonna, it's like I said, it's a test out there. The EOEA is advocating for us, the COAs, to offer these programs because they know and preparing for the future that that next wave is gonna be hitting us, and people need to have that support out there in the community as much as possible. So, you know, this is just one program out there that has never been tested.
Mhm.
So we're the first,
I know, it's great.
to
When
experience.
when we open in Halifax, are like the members that are now attending Bridgewater, I mean, I'm assuming anybody from Halifax is gonna stop going to Bridgewater, or is it more
No.
like,
No,
it'll be 4 days a week from them?
no,
or-
it's just gonna be the Monday and Wednesdays. And so Bridgewater will have their sessions and we'll have ours. They may have up to 10 people. We'll have 6 because our room can only
Right,
handle
right.
6.
But it's on the same day?
Yeah.
So both Bridgewater
Yeah.
and Halifax are on the
Yes.
same day?
Yep.
Okay. And the, like the Halifax members that are going to Bridgewater, they'll stay in Bridgewater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, they do their outings once a month as well, which has been really great. They had a
I'm
great
sure,
time.
yes. The woman I spoke to is having a
Yeah,
wonderful
they
time.
had some really good times to do that. So, yeah, it's a new initiative, and I'm really excited about it because it's a program that is going to help a lot of the caregivers out there. And, you know, it could even become even more involved and, you know, hiring certain individuals as we go along too. So, yeah, it's been good.
Awesome.
And we have interns from the Bridgewater State University. And we have a person, I'll have her come in. She'd love to introduce her when she gets up and running there. But she is going to be working with us. So we'll have an intern here, and then the intern will be in Bridgewater as
Perfect.
well.
Awesome.
Okay, so we
One
skip.
second, please.
Yeah.
Darlene, in the promoting of this social club, New Wave Social Club, would it be something you might consider, because there are 2 newsletters within the park that are run in the park, that people pick up newsletters on a weekly or monthly basis, whatever, to promote this in those newsletters, or even on there are 2 Facebook channels that are run just in the park, okay? Which would then help to blend more, to let the people know in the park, you know, just one more avenue of, here's what's available for you from the COA.
So we do have Chit Chat. The Chit Chat does, you know,
Yeah.
be connected with that, as well as the, oh goodness, the other
Community
community
connection.
connection.
Yeah.
So you've talked to Jeff?
Yeah.
So that, that's Michelle Brace, who's the manager of that,
Yeah.
you know, that program. So
Yeah.
she's connected with them too.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's pretty tuned in
Good.
to what avenues to hit. Again, we have openings for 6 individuals, so and that's what makes it tough, because we know it's going to be growing, and so we only have room for 6 right now. Right now, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll have a new building sometime soon.
Okay, so we skipped around a bit. Do we want to go back to the director's report?
Thank you. So long-term goals, I was talking with other COAs in terms of, or boards, members of boards and so on. And one person, highly educated, very spot on about their board, he said, well, where's your job description for the board? I'm like, that's interesting, I never knew we had to have one. I don't think we've ever had a job description for. Okay, so I was thinking that maybe we should consider a job description, you know, who's responsible for what, chair and
Do
so on
other
and so forth.
COAs have that?
I don't believe everyone's run different, you know that.
Mhm.
And in fact, I'm gonna be on a focus group with the Executive Office of Elder Affairs to talk about the variations in our COAs and how they're run. So, you know, at some point, I think there should be some kind of standardization, because they're all run so different. But I mean, for instance, a board, you know, job description, basically identifying what is a job description as to what your responsibility is if you're the chair, secretary, you know, that type of thing. Just simple, general, written into the policy, so. I said, geez, you know, that sounds really like an option there, so.
Well, I mean, the Friends of the Library, and
Do
we're different from the Friends in that they're a, you know, a volunteer board and not a town board. But the Friends have you know, a job description, say for the chair. And it just, you know, it's very basic, like you're in charge of, you know, writing the agendas, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes on, but it's just really, you know, offices of the board. So I think for like this board, it would be, you know, what is the chair responsible for? And what is the secretary? And do we have we don't have a vice chair, right?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I
Never
never
had.
did
Yeah,
see one.
so I'd be interested to see other job descriptions of like members of the board.
I think we could create I don't know, I mean, vice chair would be wonderful, I think it would be an option just in case something happened, or chair, I thought
Right.
I thought we did have that defined, vice chair. No, at one point? No.
I think if you, would you like to come up with some
Yeah.
different job descriptions that are
working on
out
that.
there? I would like to see what other people are doing as opposed to just create our own.
I mean, it's just throwing out there if we want to consider it. If we do,
Yeah.
then I'll definitely put something together
The person,
based on who we are.
the person you spoke to, did they have that already in place?
Yeah.
What were you talking-
Yeah, that's been in place for
So maybe
some
grab-
time. Yeah, I
You
got
have a
that.
copy of this?
Forward his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Description, and then try to, at least that's a starting point.
Right.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
Rather
if
than
you
just
bring those at the
agree
next
to it.
meeting, we can talk about this more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
So that was it. Update on the social wave, Age Wave Social Club, I already gave you that. And new outreach assistant, we actually have someone that applied for the position. She is outstanding in terms of her education and her background and understanding a population. The only thing is that she did want, she did want $2 more. And the problem with that is that I don't see, in other towns, they're allowed to, it's coming out of the state grant to pay an individual, the assistant outreach, or some other positions there. Sometimes they pay the chefs and so on in their kitchens out of the grant. And here it's different, it's an unclassified position, but it's under wage and personnel. And yet, it's not funded by the town, it's funded as a, grant. But yet, I have no control over giving that person $18 an hour, $20, And
Who
I
has
thought,
that authority?
well, that's what they,
So it's under the wage and person, yeah.
I asked Cody, so I addressed it to see, and he said that, basically, I couldn't do that, but it would, because it's wage and personnel. But to me, I feel like it's a grant, it's not coming out of the town's funding, so why could, it's an unclassified position, do you know what I'm saying, it's not, yeah, so, I just,
I mean,
I'd hate to lose somebody that's so highly, and it's only 10 hours a week. It's not like
Right,
it's.
but I
full-time.
think
She'd be ideal,
your conversation about that, because he would be more
yeah.
knowledgeable
Right.
and know that on wage and
So
personnel
that's where we
would be
start.
would be with Cody. Because I know that it is in the wage and personnel bylaws, there is a certain, position, and it's just called unclassified, and they have to go with what the wage and personnel
But
thing
if
is.
they're
So I
not in
think,
charge of the wages,
but
why
it's a
are they
wage
in
and
that category?
personnel, it's a wage and personnel position, so,
But we
I
don't
mean,
have
I
a
don't
wage and
know.
personnel board though anymore.
Well, we have a wage and personnel board in that it's the finance committee and the board of selectmen all
Right.
working together as opposed to a board. So on that, I think that the only thing you can do is just keep the conversation open with Cody, but I don't think, I would just talk to Cody about it because I can't speak. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's just
much
that
about
they,
it.
so we needed an outreach person yesterday. Like,
Right, but.
You know what I mean? And then the people that have applied were not, they didn't have the background to
Mhm.
serve our population. So that's where we are on that.
Yeah, I would just reach out to
So,
Cody again and just keep that conversation open.
Yeah.
Just-
So the other thing too, the last thing would be looking for help with the daily meet and greet.
So, hold on.
Two.
Just
Oh.
briefly, I
Yeah.
think we're out of, not to be a stickler, but I think we're out of order a bit.
She's doing all my report.
These items are Jean's report, the director's report should be budget, statistics,
I'm getting there. yeah.
programs, right, so, but
So I'm
this,
just following.
I know, but these are, so you are going through Jean's list
Oh, that's
as the
what I thought I was
director, and
supposed to
she's
do.
the chair.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to answer these for her, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, we just went out of order, so your director's report would just be, statistics and stuff like that.
Right,
So we've already covered the job description, and we've covered the update on the age wage and the new assistant. So if you wanna go back to your, reports or whatever, your.
Yep, so the board, we don't have any, I couldn't run the report because we
Okay.
haven't, I think, I don't know who's in the office anymore. I tried a couple, since last week, but I wasn't, and then yesterday and then today, but nobody's in, but I'll run it and I'll send it out to everybody. I don't know, they have to
So-
board the paperwork on that.
But do you have your
Budget.
statistics on?
Budget
the-
report.
So not necessarily, I mean, yes, that's important, but like these
Yep.
statistics, do you have those for today?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I'll send those out to you.
okay.
Yep.
So in the past, we've had a summary of
Yeah, it's just extra
statistics.
stuff I threw in there just for you to have. They never did it before, ever. I looked back on the
Okay.
records, I pulled all the information out, and they never ran statistics like that. I just thought it was interesting information, so that's why I pulled it.
So I think it is interesting information,
Yeah.
just to see like,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay, we'll
just
do
to
that.
let us know and keep us kind of like in the loop as to what's going on.
Yep, and that's it.
And, yeah, who's showing up and how many people and,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
programs are working,
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean.
Yep, okay. So that's what I was saying, that, that was the other thing. There was so many different reports we could run, and just to show you some of the things, it'd be nice too, to have some people come over too to visit,
Yeah,
which would be nice.
Gene, so
go
Gene, what
ahead.
is what is it looking for help with the daily meeting?
so Darlene had asked me to put this on, and, so I put it on, my report, and,
Is that the new term for the coffee hour? What is that?
what is the daily meet
Can
and greet?
I can talk.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking for help with the daily meet and greet. Basically, what we need somebody standing by the door when people come in. A lot of times, especially on Thursdays, it gets real busy, and then with the breads and so on. And having somebody standing there, because some people are coming in and, we don't, there's a massive, it's a small area, they just walk right by and not scanning. Sometimes we found that, we've gotten a lot of people that didn't have key stands at the kiosks. So we were able to, actually, hey, listen, you want to sign up. If they come in and participate with a group, we actually would like them to we need to know who's in our building. basically.
Right.
So in terms of that, we like to capture, what we're having is Diane might be on the phone, she might be doing something different, or she does have to take a lunch hour sometimes, so the 10 to 2 would help out for helping someone, for us to, even if they had a change, someone could stay 10 to 11, and somebody be there at the door just to greet, especially on a Thursday, which is really busy. Just
So you're
that-
asking board members, have you reached out to your volunteer list, or?
Yeah, the volunteer list is pretty much everybody's tapped pretty much right now. And they can't always fit that time because they're either in school or something like that too. So, yeah, so I just thought I threw it out there to see if maybe, if you do know of someone that was able to do it even an hour or something like that, that would be great.
Okay.
And that's it.
So is there any particular day that is your strongest need?
It's mine, it's the office.
Is there any day that's your strongest need? Is it, was it Thursday?
Thursday.
And is that entire 10 to 2 shift wide open on Thursday? Or do you have somebody in there now?
Nope, that's what we're doing, it's something new we want to do. A lot of senior centers have a program, they actually have a desk, where they need someone there. And we actually, when I first got here, I went to the RSP program. The RSP program you send out the person's, what type of person you want to Old Colony Elder Services, and they will help you place somebody that's out there wanting to do something within the community. The other program was through Coastline Elder Services, where a consumer actually within a certain income bracket could actually qualify for a Title V program and get paid to stay there. We're not at that point yet. At some point we will be, when we do have a building that actually has a desk, and you'll need to have somebody at that desk.
Right.
So those are the kind of things that at some point we'll be able to utilize if the Title V funding is still available when we're ready to have that desk. But for now, I think what's happened is there's a lot of activity, especially on Thursday, especially with the bread situation. Now with Stop and Shop going away, we don't know what the situation's gonna be. But other than that, yeah, so I think it would be just nice even to have somebody greeting someone at the door and saying, hi, how are you today? Is everything going well? And if they notice something that might be, that person might be off that day, maybe there's something that's unique about that person that day, and they could just let us know, our outreach know, hey, there's something not normal here. Because we've had some situations where consumers should never have been driving there. And so we just want to agree to be a good thing to have there.
We have that pretty much on Wednesdays
Yeah.
with the ladies' caveat, because we listen all the time when people coming in the
No,
door.
it's true. They're all kind of
And,
in the room.
the same thing. The only thing that we don't get is a lot of times people will come in from Arlene, and they come in very quietly, and they go have their blood pressure,
Oh, yeah.
and then they go out, and we don't
Yes.
see them.
That's
But
what I need
anybody,
there.
most everybody, we hear the door, and there's
Yeah.
usually somebody, and
Yeah. So to kind of get used to that type of
Yeah.
organizational thing, I would like to see that. And then over time, and when we do get our building, that we will have it more, it'll be more identified. Right now, it's a hallway, and, but it's good, and we can still envision somebody there. And I just like to have somebody greeting another person and smiling and saying, how you doing today? And it's just a way to connect with the people that enter our building and knowing who they are.
And what if they come in and don't have the scanner thing?
We get them one.
Right then, and
Yeah,
there?
right then and there.
Okay.
Mhm. So we get that, and then we will also want to make an effort, this is a very important thing, that we get contact information. Emergency contact is so important. We tried to, a couple of years back, I put together an emergency list, and it just, do you have dogs? Who's your emergency contact? That way there, if we do have an issue, we have someone that we, talk to the police or the fire department saying, yeah, we do have a contact. This is the person's contact. We've had situations where a consumer has had a problem, but yet we had no contact. And so, so it's really important that we do have some kind of backup. And those are the things that we would capture if we had a greeter, to greet at the door, and just with new people coming through that we've never seen before, right? Yeah.
Well, we blab all
It's
over
good.
the place.
It's a good
It's
thing.
certainly nice to
Like
have
that.
somebody there that,
Yeah.
are you here to see outreach or?
Yes.
Or you see them come in and they don't have a scanning card?
Yep.
Let me have you talk to Diane and get you a scanning card.
Yep,
Because
and then,
that way there you're keeping track of
The
who's
other-
coming and not.
And the other piece to this, now we have GATRA responsibilities, and so it's very important that Diane focuses on the GATRA information that's coming through and identifying and putting the information in correctly. Because if it's not entered correctly and we go to report every month to the GATRA, then we have to fix it. And it takes more time to fix problems than it is to
Put it in
Put it
put it in
correctly
right
the
the
first
first
time.
time.
Yep.
So there is some goodness to that, do it right the first time. So helping with Diane to offset that, interruption after interruption, and the phone calls that come in, that, having somebody there at the door is gonna help support her position as well.
So I'll check my calendar. I'd have to look at my
Oh.
calendar and see what time frame I have open on Thursdays.
Well, that's all right. I know you do a lot
I'm running in
too.
9 different
But
directions.
if we just get the word out, and we'll get the word out as well.
Okay,
Let me see what we can do to help.
Thank you,
all right, so we will all try to get the word out to look
thank you.
for help with the daily meet and greet. And so moving on, search for new board members. So I did get a talent bank form back in July for Cassandra Doyle Walden. I wanted to, we didn't meet last month, but, so I have that now just to let everybody know that I will reach out to her and see if she is interested.
I would like a form too. There's a woman in the park that is
So I
interested.
don't have the forms. They have to get that on the website, is the talent bank form. So we don't have anything to do with those forms. Everything goes to Pam McSherry, and I think it says that on to the Board of Selectmen's office. And then they forward that to us. So if she's interested, she just needs to fill out this form.
Okay,
And then I'll get that from Pam, and then we can invite her to the next meeting.
she has a few things to
Even
straighten
without
out.
the
and
form,
then-
yeah, even without the form, she can come to the next meeting and then get direction on how to,
Okay.
and how to, get the form and stuff like that. So that would be great.
We can get her, I think we can get her a phone before you leave here,
Oh, no, that's okay.
if you want to take it with you.
She's not in any rush, and I don't want to push her.
I'll see you tomorrow anyway.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So I will reach out to this woman and see if she's interested in coming to the next meeting. Then I know the way we do it on the Board of Trustees now, and I think this is the same way, but I will check that out with Cody. So they come, this is what we do on the trustees, so they come, the board interviews them, and then they make a recommendation to the selectmen, and then they have to go to a selectmen's meeting and get appointed. So I think it's the same process. So whoever comes to the meeting would then, interview
I don't know,
them.
because Kim was never interviewed.
Well, this
I
is,
never knew who she was.
I know. Well, that's the way we do it on the
Yeah.
Board of and that's different from in the past. I think this is, we're trying to get some type of routine.
I mean, I
That's
came
my
to
guess.
board meetings before
Right,
I even signed up for it, to see what it was like, to see if I was interested.
yeah,
And I came to several board meetings, and then when they voted me, I got ousted, for the closed session. And then I had to go before the board of the selectmen,
right,
and then I had to be sworn in.
right.
Yeah, Is in, yeah, so they had, you guys, you know, the board here would accept that person and then myself
Right.
as well.
But they all knew me too.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's basically what, you know, so if she comes to a meeting, we can, you know,
Yeah.
ask her. I would imagine that
That's
she
what I
would-
usually
Right.
suggest to anybody that I'm trying to get to do it.
Right,
Come on, just once.
yeah. Okay, so I will reach out to, this talent bank form and that's the procedure.
All right, take care.
Okay, board members' comments and concerns. Fred.
I don't believe it. Fred, you have something to say?
Fred.
I usually do, you can't shut this old man up. And that's on
That brings
TV.
going and going and going.
Going.
Let's hear it, Fred.
And that's a good.
Did we
thing, Fred.
miss
We love it.
the new outreach assistant? Did we discuss that?
Yeah.
We did, that
Yeah.
was the pay, the $2 pay discrepancy that Darlene is trying to sort out. She has somebody in mind, but they're looking for too much money.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I
So
missed
I'll
that.
work it on that, yeah.
All
very
right,
good.
super. All right, good, good. I noticed that there are a couple of things going on at the library relative to new sidewalks going in there. There's construction there and also at the school parking lot. So we've got some infrastructure things going. And also, according to my last meeting with the safety committee, the traffic safety committee, the speed limit in the center of town is going to be expanded. That speed limit as we travel east, that speed limit sign, which is now at the old Nasrella area, is coming back to the golf course road. So that whole section by the bank, by Dunkin' Donuts, by the convenience store will now all be 25 miles an hour. And then the other major one that's going to be is coming north on 58. The 25 mile an hour speed limit right now is right at Cumbie's, and you can see the traffic light ahead of you. So that's going to be moved south all the way down to Parsons Lane, because you've got that potential of the new construction going in there for the condos. So those are two that I know right now have already been approved, that those signs are going to be moved. And we're going to be expanding that 25 mile an hour speed limit for citizen safety in the town of Halifax.
Awesome.
I've been at this thing for 2 years now, so it's about time it got done.
Only 2 years.
You go get
Keeps you young, Fred. Keeps you young.
One more indication, you can't shut this old man up, but anyway.
I don't think anyone's tried.
I would
Get it
never.
done.
Are you kidding me?
I just thought, I really wanted to bring the speed limit sign here all the way right down to the police department and the post office, because those are real hazard areas down. Although there has been some nice cutting down of shrubbery at the post office, so that now when you come out of there, you can see left and right.
Mhm.
Those things were done.
Mhm.
And I've
They
had
need to
enough-
put that mailbox back so that you don't have to park and get out of your car and, I mean, that's a real, it causes a lot of
Yeah.
Yep.
issues in that
Yeah.
small, yeah, in that small thing, yeah.
And then well, has anybody talked to Katie, the postmistress down there?
She's very nice.
Tell them they need to do that, because she will get things done. I really wanted to move the speed limit sign back here further, because there are some more hazards, and I'm gonna be talking to the police chief, because as I did the farmer's market last Saturday, I'm in a position where I could watch that crosswalk there by the playground and the library, and where people press the button and the white lights flash and the cars stop. Yeah, right, and Santa's coming in a green suit. But anyway, 90% of the people crossing that intersection did not press that button to activate those flashing lights. And there is nothing there that says to press the button, except that here's the pole, there's your lights, people are walking this way, and here's the button. Well, you walk right by the button, and right above it says press button. But that isn't facing you when you come into that. I think there needs to be a sign there, you know, whether it's a small little stop sign that says press button, okay? Because I sat there and shudder, because what's one of the first things you see? Mama and the little baby in the carriage. And what's the first thing going into the street? The baby in the carriage. Okay? And the blinking lights aren't going. And even when those blinking lights are going, the traffic's buzzing. So what I want to do is put a unmarked cruiser down there, just park them in the library lot on a Saturday morning when we're running the farmer's market. And you will see this traffic that doesn't stop. Put another cruiser down further, pull them in, write them a ticket. Let's cut this crap out, you know. Safety has got to be an issue in this town. And the line we're going to get from the police chief, and you can keep this in the meetings or not.
Well, you're being
We don't-
recorded, so it's a term. It
We
is.
don't have the
it is a term.
resources. Okay? We don't have the resources. Well, somehow or other, we've got to come up with some resources to put a policeman out there for 3 hours or 4 hours. And you wouldn't have to do it very many times before you can get people to realize whether you ticket somebody for jaywalking or ticket somebody for going through those lights, when there's a sign right there in the flag that says crosswalk. Yeah.
There's economic funding out there for a lot of this stuff. Safety funding, I think, we were issued by Kathy Lenatra.
Can be done. All right, enough of me.
Judy?
I have an update on generations.
Awesome.
We've had our annual meeting. We have a few new officers. Brian Kling is now the president. Carol Keegan is the vice president.
Oh, nice.
And they have stopped the sneaker collection. They're not gonna do it. It wasn't worthwhile. They sent in 2 huge bags of sneakers and they got $6. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And a lot of difficulty getting everything together, so we voted to
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
yeah. So we are still looking for new things to raise money, but right now, it's the changeover from the offices and everything, and then it should start,
Very nice.
we should start doing better, getting things.
And they meet at the library
They meet at the
on
library on the second Monday of the
morning.
month.
Right, so I just want to put it out, the library will start to be closed on Monday mornings, but the Generations is using the building, and one just needs to ring the bell if they want to attend, and if they want to come to the meeting. You don't have to be an officer or a member, you can just come and listen, and that's great.
But you
So
can't vote or anything.
you can't vote, no, but, so I just wanted to put that out there, so, okay.
And if you want to pay your $5, you become a member.
And if you want to pay $5, you become a member. And I know they are looking at the brochures, right? So I should actually,
Yeah, they were, but nobody had any information, so it was.
so I
continued
sent
the
that to
next
Jean,
meeting.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
sent that to Jean.
So we'll go to the next
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah. Mike?
Yeah, did have my brother brochure. Is this, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I spent not as much time as I should have over the past month and a half, whatever it's been, trying to finalize the formatting. And then I've just been away. So I was back to being confused. I tried to go back to my emails to figure out which brochure was the most recently approved. And I had two versions still.
Mm-hmm.
So before I spend this week, I can get it done this week and get it in an email for everyone's final approval. Just needed to make sure which one was the approved one. So if Darlene wouldn't mind to take a look, these were the 2 that were in the last email from Darlene. And just tell me which one was the right one. that you agreed to? Because they're pretty similar, but there were some differences. I just want to be sure I don't spend time.
Yeah, this is a lot of time. So
So the brochure is just a trifold, it's just a single page
Right, it's just a
trifold?
single page, right. yes.
Right,
Yes,
okay.
It will be a single page trifold that I printed out,
I
just
don't know.
printed out funny with the formatting.
Yeah, so I'll send you the one that I sent you 3 times, because there was one that we agreed on, and then there was this one is not the one.
Okay?
Yeah, totally not. Yep, this is not. I don't know where this.
So I must have lost the email.
Yeah, that's
The
the
last
one.
email I had from you, there were
Yeah,
2
so-
in it
No, that's not
of
one.
the same brochure, but
And
different
then
versions.
this one, this looks like the one that is the, where's the, yep, this is the one. Right here, because it has all the things that we really do.
Okay, so that's the one, all right.
That's the one.
Perfect, that's all I need.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
Done.
But, so,
Let's not get it, okay, just
not
mark
formatted.
it. Put a
Right.
paper clip on
right,
it.
but like, oh, it's not formatted,
That's fine.
okay.
And it
okay.
takes a
Yeah,
minute
just
to
put
try to
a-
reformat to the thing,
Just
so.
put a paper clip on that one, so you know.
I'll
that-
just throw that one away, that's not gonna go back with me.
That's a good
I'm gonna
idea.
take this and
Yes.
don't ask me
Give
for
it
it ever again.
Yes, so I have this, I'll reformat it, I'll have this up by the end of the,
Done.
end of the week.
Avoid that step, please.
Properly formatted,
Yay.
thank you.
It's the recycling bin.
So at the next meeting, so we should talk about the brochure very, very briefly, because I do have to get back to the library, but in terms of how many we want to have printed and how we're gonna print those out, the cost of that, how many do you think at first, and I don't know how your ink supply is in the building, that we could print off 50 of them in the building. It is a COA thing, it's not I know like Generations and the Friends, they absorb the cost of their own brochures. So to print this out, we would have to talk about the cost and where that's coming from.
Mhm, that's right, we would.
So,
So
but,
we were, that was one of the questions that it originally started with this whole thing. Because we do a newspaper, we print off the inserts stuff. So as for these brochures, that's something maybe we could be asking Generations to see if they would support that in terms of because we do pay for
Right.
what we have to use, especially if it's in color.
yes.
So we just had to submit the bill, $600 and something,
Mhm.
$28 that we had to submit.
Okay, so how many
Maybe we can
brochures are you thinking? I know that, Generations in the past for their brochure, we've gone to We Print Today because I used to donate.
Yeah.
I used to donate that brochure in memory of a great library patron who was very special to me. And I think I would probably do that again, but if we print off this, I think I got a price over there for, I think just 50 brochures. They were like $1.13 a brochure, so.
But if you're gonna do it every month?
No, this is a brochure just to have, just like you have a stack of 10 at the COA, I have a stack at the library, we have a stack there, just for people that are interested in what the COA is doing. For the library, we have a library brochure and we have a Friends of the Library brochure. Generations has a brochure. And like I said, we're just gonna update that and have that printed out, and we'll probably keep some at the COA, some at the library, you know, just, so I don't know that we need to start off with more than, between 50 or 60 or 70.
Would you like me to look into the cost of getting these printed outside?
So I think that, once we have so the final one is approved,
Yeah.
is that correct?
As far as,
So if you send that to me, then I can print that out on my computer and then take it so I can do that, because I just got a price for Generations,
okay,
so.
okay.
And once you have a price, I can bring it up to the Generations to see if it's something they'd be interested in covering.
Okay. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, great.
Plus, the other thing
Thank you for
with
doing that.
We Print Today is because this needs to be folded also, so that they would print and fold the damn thing. And then, once it's in its trifold, then if you, the same as I use with these little cards, I have a little container that's made out of plastic that has a solid bag, and I stand this on my
Yeah,
table.
we have those at the
So
library.
the same thing for the library, or if we put one in the main office, the board of directors office down in the park that had 10 in it, whatever, so
Perfect.
as new
Yeah.
people come in, then the brochure is right there.
So the goal with the park originally, and how this first came up, was getting it to the real estate agents,
Yep,
and to, is Charlie, right, is the head real estate guy at the park, right? So that when he sells one,
yep,
he says, here's your park information, here's your HOA information, here's the COA information.
yeah,
Because clearly you should be a client,
I need a good
Yeah.
a
signature.
member of the COA, and have their services, so.
yep. So,
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be something that people just pick up randomly. I think the real estate angle was sort of the targeted
yep,
thing for the people coming into town that don't know about us.
right.
So are you suggesting we do close to 100 as opposed to?
That's right.
Which
That's
is
what
probably
I would say.
because I have a couple of real estate agents that have asked, you know, I asked them if they thought it would be
So
beneficial,
I
and they thought
know,
yes.
it just
So-
came back to me, I know when I checked at Reprint today, they were about $1.13. But I have those figures and I will talk to them, they don't really, they will give me those as an estimate unless when I send those to them, depending upon the colors that are in there and things like that, might change the price. But it won't change it,
You need to have your
who I-
signature too on that.
What am I saying?
So that's just if something happens and bills need to be signed or something like that.
And then Fred will sign as well. The other thing too, to change the subject a little bit, get back to, but the certificates, we need to do the ethics. Mike has completed his state ethics commission
I just
conflict
did
of
mine,
interest.
too.
You just did yours. And just print, if you can print off the certificate.
Oh, it wouldn't come up,
Oh.
there's something
Just
wrong.
wants to go back down here.
I'll try
Okay, well,
again.
maybe we can try it together. So if you, the ethics.
So we don't, at the library, we don't require them to print out I've done mine. So, but
Okay,
it
if you do
doesn't,
it,
yeah.
I'll keep a copy
yeah.
on, so that I know that everybody did.
So I did mine, I don't know, at the beginning of the year, so I don't know that I can log in and get my
No,
certificate again.
Yeah, you can. Yep, if you
Okay.
go in, it shows that
I mean,
you
I'll
did it.
try, but yeah. But I think it's more the
Then
state board that's now keeping track of who has taken the test and who's
Right.
behind.
What they
I
say-
mean, that's what I was told as the library director, so it's up to my staff to take the test, and then if they don't take the test and they're not up to date, then they get the email and things like that. So it's been taken out of the department head's hands, because I used to have everybody, print double certificates, bring one here, bring one there. And it's my understanding that that doesn't have to happen anymore, but,
Well,
Well, I'll check and see what I can come up.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. And I don't know when the budget, I don't know what, if there's, I don't know what's happening. So maybe she's out of the office, Lindsay ran it for me the last time.
Yeah.
Budget report, so as soon as I get it,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
she'll be
and
on
you're gonna
vacation.
email us those other reports?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect, thank you. I'd like to call the meeting over,
Okay.
adjourned at.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn at
Second.
10:37
Yep.
a.m. Well,
All right.
only
There
10:37.
you go. All those in favor?
All those in favor? Aye.